This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Monday, June 16th, 2025. I'm Alex Brown. AutoCam Medical, a Michigan-based medical device manufacturer, has announced plans to invest $70 million to build and equip a new manufacturing facility in Warsaw. The 100,000-square-foot plant is expected to create about 300 jobs as the company expands its presence in the orthopedic capital of the world. Construction is expected to begin this year and take up to 18 months to complete. AutoCam Medical is a contract manufacturer of a variety of precision-machined medical instruments, including surgical drill bits, cutting tools, and surgical implants, according to the company's website. The Indiana Pacers' run to the NBA Finals has sent waves of excitement through the city, and one area that affirms this excitement is the surge of merchandise sales. Todd Taylor is president of business operations for Pacers Sports and Entertainment.
There's been people in the store at all hours of the day. Online orders have been through the roof. So the demand for the merchandise tied to the finals has been unreal. Right now, as we're speaking, we have 60 full-time employees up in the balcony actually working on retail, which really means tagging the new merchandise that comes in, fulfilling online orders. So it really is a team effort. We've left the store to the store employees. They're really continuing to restock it, make sure that all sizes are available and plenty of merchandise to pick from.
Due to overwhelming demand, a notice on the team's online storefront says it has scaled back the number of products listed to ensure orders can be fulfilled efficiently. Officials in Knox County broke ground today on a $35 million housing project aimed at supporting local talent attraction and retention efforts. Plans for the 240-unit apartment complex have shifted to allow for construction in one continuous phase instead of the originally planned three-phase effort. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
To succeed, you need to stay informed. You need to be engaged. And let's face it, you need to set yourself apart from the rest by connecting with a company that brings you the best. Because in today's environment, business is an ever-moving target, and we'll help you chase it. IBJ Media. The best of business is in us. Get started at ibjmedia.com/youngprofessional.
Recent major disasters, including hurricanes, wildfires, and flooding, have had Hoosiers on the ground rescuing victims as part of Indiana Task Force 1. But recent moves at the federal level leave the group's future uncertain. IIB's Mark Mazurek has more.
Indiana Task Force 1 is a highly trained team of first responders and one of 28 federal squads across the country. But President Donald Trump's proposal to close the Federal Emergency Management Agency and shift rescue and recovery responses to states puts Task Force 1 in a precarious position. The decision is just one of several that has fueled funding uncertainties for universities, state and local programs, watershed projects, and environmental needs around the state. Task Force 1 Division Chief Thomas Neal says there are lots of unanswered questions affecting the group's future. Generally speaking, the city of Indianapolis covers the expenses of Task Force 1 with the promise that FEMA will reimburse the entity for qualifying expenses like payroll, doing search and rescue missions, and other items. Daily expenses are covered by a $1.3 million FEMA readiness grant and funding from the city. But Indiana as a state doesn't spend any money on the program, and the General Assembly has rejected multiple attempts to add a budget line item. FEMA requires that Neal maintain at least 210 people on a rotating schedule who are ready to deploy at a moment's notice. 2/3 of the unit is made up of firefighters who have specialty training in rescue techniques for floods, structural collapses, and more. The team has only 3 full-time members, including Neal, and a few part-time employees. He estimated Task Force 1 has maybe 70 total deployments in the history of the program, and the team has been working almost nonstop since 2016. I'm Mark Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Bowen Health has broken ground on what will be its 4th new integrated health facility in northern Indiana. The $11 million facility in Warsaw will provide primary health care, mental health care, addiction recovery treatment, and life skills coaching, as well as dental care, which is not now offered at Bowen Health's existing facility. The new facility will encompass about 20,000 square feet and is expected to open near the end of 2026. Similar facilities opened in Whitley County in January 2024 and Marshall County last November. A third facility is expected to open this fall in Kosciuszko County. NBA teams have generated billions of dollars in revenue since the league approved sponsor patches for jerseys. For the Indiana Pacers, it's Fishers-based tech startup SpokeNote, in what Sports Illustrated describes as perhaps the most eye-grabbing sponsorship yet, a QR code that links fans to unique Pacers content. Founder John Wexler says the Pacers' run to the NBA Finals has drawn interest from other leagues and athletes.
It aligns us with a winner, right? A championship caliber effort on the court, but also champions off the court. When you look at this team that Pacers Sports and Entertainment has built, in every regard, they're champions at what they do. And so we get to align with them. For SpokeNote, the halo effect means that people want to come and work for us. They want to work with us. They return our calls. And so really our challenge is, how do we parlay this moment? The spotlight is really bright, but how do we parlay this into meaningful business for the company? And that's really what we're all focused on.
Right now, SpokeNote data shows it's seeing about 8 times its average regular traffic volume. Lawrence Mayor Deb Whitfield is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.